Dalawa.
Must be booming.
Hello. Hello.
Merry Christmas.
Welcome to the Legion of Memers. Hope you guys enjoyed the show.
We have a slight echo.
Oh, we.
Oh, leave that with me. I'll fix that.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome to the Legion of Memers, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I know it's what is it? Christmas Day for everybody?
Christmas Eve for me.
Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Well, have a happy Christmas, everybody. Thank you for joining us. And we have a great guest tonight. We have that 70s rock fan. So before we get to it, I wanted to thank everybody personally for helping our channel hit 1,000 subs. That is absolutely incredible. And without...
You guys are amazing.
Without all the help... go ahead.
I would clap, but it would sound very weird without my face being on the screen.
I'm sorry about that boomerang. That I had the stream on my TV over there to try and get you extra views, and I forgot to put the volume on.
No worries about it. I understand that everybody's with their families right now, so there's no worries about the views. I just want everybody to relax and enjoy themselves, have fun. So that's 70s rock fan.
Well, good day, good afternoon, good evening, and good golly, Miss Molly. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it very much. I'm honoured to be here with such a respectful bunch of people who never ever mock anybody else on YouTube.
I would have stopped you at respectful there.
Yeah. No, it's great to be here. I'm a huge admirer of you guys, and it's an honour to be the end of be the pointy end of the things that you do, and I've been in a few of those, which is just a great thrill for me. But it's a thrill to be here too, and appreciate it very much.
Yeah,
Thanks
of course. For the people who are new to you, do you want to explain your channel, what you do?
Yeah, so I'd love to say that I had this is what my channel is all about, and I've always found that slightly difficult. However, I do have a channel where I talk about classic rock, classic movies, classic television, a little bit of hockey. I do hockey shows, ice hockey, that is, not field hockey. That would be weird. And yeah, just stuff that I like. It's about things I like in the pop culture sphere, not necessarily doing so much about current stuff. If there's current things I like, I'll talk about them, but I don't do the hey, here's the latest movie from so and so, it's shit. I like to talk about things I like. So and I do the hockey show with Brahma. I am regular on Midnight's Edge after dark, and sometimes Midnight's Edge in the morning. Pop up in comics for now, Division now and again, but I do live streams. My next stream on Monday is for instance, is about Dio era Black Sabbath. So that's the kind of chat we have. So.
Awesome, man. I was going to make you a hockey video, but I just didn't have the time. I want to watch those hockey streams and get to learn a little bit more. I heard they're pretty good for noobs too.
It's great. We have Brahma and I have a lot of fun. It's actually called Bourbon and Boarding. So it is us sitting drinking and talking about hockey. So it's, if you knew nothing about hockey, you could at least appreciate the drinking.
Who doesn't like drinking?
It always goes good together.
Yeah, who doesn't like drinking? Yeah, tonight's is about the eighth week we've been doing it, and it's developing quite well. We show a lot of fights and hits and goals and saves and some funny stuff, and then just generally talk about hockey. So it's pretty relaxed. It's good fun, and we've got a small but growing and enthusiastic hardcore of followers on it, which is great. It's a bit late, so it's 10 p.m. Mountain Time. So I guess people out east it's a bit late for them, but there's so many other shows on. It's hard to find a slot for things, as you'll know, as you guys will know. It's where you put a new show, Like you're fighting against everybody, you know.
Yeah, it can get a little. It can get just crazy just trying to, in terms of just covering everything, because there's so many like shows going out these days. It's like it gets wild. Like for me, I'm just like, all right, look, I'm sticking with like this one on this day and this one on this day. I am not moving because if I do any more, I might not like who I'm gonna wind up being in the morning.
Yeah, I think you just gotta pick your day and time and stick with it. Like, and I forget about Friday night. I mean, Friday nights are just there's like 15 shows on. I've got like 6 tabs open, and I'm trying to listen to them all at the same time. Sometimes it's ridiculous, you know. And then I appear on shows on Friday nights. I'm chatting in chats and appearing on shows, so it's kind of weird. But hey, we're weird people, or we wouldn't do this shit, would we?
No.
So before we get started with the rest of the intros, thank you for chat for showing up. Merry Christmas, My Beavers unit, and everybody in chat. Thank you so much for just supporting the channel. I'm really bad at big thank you videos, but I put out a statement to express my feelings. Without each and every one of the Legion of Memers, we would not be where we are today. So this is an incredible an accomplishment for all of us. And for JS, to answer your question, we need another 3,000 hours of people watching our content to get monetized. But this was the first. Yeah, but right now was the first step. So it's incredible. So Mr. Bug, how you doing, bud?
Oh, I am doing just great these days. It's just good times, relaxing a little bit, holidays, all of that. Sure, media is being a little bit crazy and cuckoo, but sometimes you just gotta sit back, crack open a cold one, enjoy the good times.
Perfectly done, Mr. Bug. CJP, how you doing, man? How's the album going?
Dropped on Thursday. It's doing great. I've already got almost 200 views on that, past the debut, and then just hit 100 subs on my own channel. So I'll be doing a special Christmas morning release of a track I was working on, and more as just a whim than anything else. And I started playing around. And it's like, well, I kind of like doing this, so I got that dropping on Christmas morning. But just plugging away and making more music and just enjoying it.
Yeah. So how would you describe your music? If you not that people should feel the need to pigeonhole their music, of
right?
course.
Well, and I play a lot of different genres. I play a lot of different instruments. But when COVID hit, I was doing a lot more of producing, like lo-fi and electronic music, messing around with synthesizers and stuff like that. And then the album I just dropped was with the sound from GoldenEye, the video game.
Oh,
so I made a whole album in that style, using the sounds from the game engine. Because I loved the game. It was, getting drunk in college and 4 people just, shit talking each other while shooting each other in the corner. It was just one of those great periods that you always remember, even as you start to get, dementia like I do. No, I'm kidding. But
yes, twice you said that.
Wait, what? Wait, who are you? No, yeah, just a lot of that. Yes, But so I play a lot of different genres. I've got a band in near where I live that I'm in that does all 80s, dance music and stuff like that. So I'm
nice.
I tend to have a pretty broad range of what I enjoy.
Well, I've just subscribed to your channel. Sorry I hadn't done it before, but I'm there now.
Oh, good.
And I look forward to hearing that. And GoldenEye is one of my favorite games of all time, because I do quite a bit of gaming too. I've done a few gaming streams, not so many, usually because I don't like people to see how bad I am. But yeah, I love that game, so I'm looking forward to listening to that. That'd be cool. Very well done, mate.
Hail, Rogue. Hail. Enjoy your family, mate. Devil Made Me Do It. How you doing, bud?
Pretty good.
Did he though?
I'm Devil Made Me Do It, Nalik3 on Twitter. I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. would think the devil wouldn't be into Christmas, but I'm actually really behind corporate greed and consumerism. So, yes. After this, everyone go out, buy your last minute gifts, and support your corporate overlords.
So would the devil prefer the term Christmas or just holidays, do you think? What do you think?
Holidays, it keeps the whole baby Jesus out of it, and he's an asshole.
That's what I was thinking. You would de-emphasize the Christ. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dermy, how you doing Christmas Day?
It's Christmas. This is one of my favorite times of year where all good things come together, even if it's a shit storm outside of media. And I last week I got to celebrate making it to 200 subs, and I'm already halfway to 300 subs.
Congrats!
And
Nice.
And to all my fellow Henry Cavill fans out there, I love you guys. You got me up to 2 videos above 2,000 views. So those are my first 2 videos there. And to all the rock stands out there, keep watching my videos that piss you off, please. Keep doing it. I love you all.
It doesn't matter if you watch. Oh, wait.
There's nothing like a good hate watch. Because it's all watches. It's all engagement, as somebody once told me. Yeah, engagement is important.
And before we do my intro, I just wanted to thank Sun Tzu's Ghost for controlling everything in the background, being the stream moderator and everything in the back, bringing up chats and everything like that, bringing up the articles. So thank you for taking time out of your day to help everybody out with that. And I am Superman, if he wasn't scared of green rocks, or no green rocks for short, the leader, creator, and founder of the Legion of Memers. Thank you all for coming to watch the show, because I know it is Christmas and everybody has to be with their family. So let's just give a big shout out to everybody in chat. Sun Tzu, if you can bring up some chats for me. And just want to say, hey, help, True Pop. How you doing, bud? We got a whole bunch more. We got Wookie Be Bad hopped in way early. Happy Hanukkah, my friend. Thank you so much. We have Alf in the chat as well. We got Release McCracken. Who's a square? Who are you calling a square? We got that 70s rock fan, not only in chat but also on the screen as well.
Multi-talented.
We got
talented, but not multicultural.
Well, not multicultural, but multi-talented.
We got Clinton in. We got Memes of Destruction. How you doing, bud? We're having a pretty good night. Just I think it's gonna be kind of a relaxed show today, just because everybody's just chilling. I think we got why isn't that showing up? JS Pina. How you doing, bud? Thanks for coming in. Zombie reviews. My Beavers unit, thank you for modding. I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Oakley as well. Did I miss anybody? No. Okay. So we are good. Who?
Dalu.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Wait,
you.
I
Sorry,
didn't even know what he typed. I just didn't know we got Dalu yet.
Sorry
I
about
thought
that.
you were making like a Candace type of joke.
No,
The king of the girth.
Clinton Hoosh. Did
I
we get
didn't even
Clinton?
know he typed in girl.
Yeah, Clinton. Yeah, I think we got Clinton a bit earlier.
Never mind the quality, feel the girth. That's what they used to say.
The Friday Night Tights Spotlight video is finishing up. It should be finished after the stream. So after the stream, just do me a favor, go by, drop a like, watch it. And some of you actually made it on the Spotlight this week. And some people who typically don't make it on the Spotlight were on the Spotlight. So make sure to go enjoy your stuff and have a re-laugh at everybody's reaction. So, Sun Tzu, can you bring up the first article that was sent by Dermy? And we'll get started.
We have an army of articles. We got
A plethora.
Well, actually, it's just
Plethora.
4.
A plethora.
You want to go Henry, Charlie Cox, or Amazon God of War?
Ooh, chat. What do you say?
Once
Well, they
again,
can't really
lady
say
hit-
anything. So,
Which
what do you
one?
guys want to do? Let's start off with Cavill, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, let's do it.
And
Okay.
yeah, here we go.
Hmm.
There
Nice
we go.
incognito tab.
You hard in there, Sunsu.
So this is more.
Yeah, Jeremy, go
Yeah.
ahead.
This is more. Henry Cavill is a good is an avenue for this, but the showrunner for the Lauren Hisrich, the showrunner for The Witcher, is promising that even though season 1 wasn't accurate to the books, even though season 2 had one moment that Henry Cavill actually created that was accurate to the books, that was actually the good moment in that whole shit show. Even though Blood and Bone is bastardizing the books, she promises that season 3 will be more 1-to-1 with the books. She promises.
Okay, let's be real. If there are, because I'm not a Witcher expert, okay, I've played a little bit of Witcher 3, and I've seen the first season of the show, and that's it. So anything that is accurate to the games or the books themselves, anything that's going to be there, you can bet your ass it was Henry that like got on her case and was like, no, we're not doing your stupid thing. We're going to do it the right way. So she's just trying to claim up some credit while Henry's obviously gone and he's off doing his own thing with Amazon and Warhammer right now. So that's my thing.
So she's saying it's more 1-to-1 because it's a send-off for Henry. This is all for Henry. And when I made a video about this, I said it's probably more 1-to-1 that instead of using nothing in season 1, a paragraph in season 2, maybe they'll do 2 pages. See, that's more 1-to-1.
Well, she's not lying then if she says it's going to be the closest thing they've done, because it's been so far away from the books anyway that you'd only have to go a tiny bit further to be closest.
Yeah.
You know, it's like she's not lying in that respect. You would have to just be a tiny little bit more faithful, and it would be the closest. And I have read all the books. I'm a big fan of the books. Played Witcher 3 multiple times. I wasn't so keen in the other 2 games, mainly because I don't like going back. I played 3 first, so I hate going back to older games. But I am not a fan of the show at all. And I can
think
see
I saw
why
the
Henry
first
would
season,
like
and then I was like, all right, I'm
it. It
out.
was meh at best. Yeah.
Yeah, first season was like, I was okay with it at least for the time being. Although I kind of was I kind of got confused about the show because I didn't realize that it was time jumping until the last episode, and I'm like, oh man, I'm stupid. I didn't catch that at all. Like, I should have caught this, but I didn't catch it. I'm like, oh, that's stupid.
Well,
Why
that's a trope they copied from things like the first season of Westworld. It's yeah, and I don't know if I'm a big fan of that, but that I could live with. What I couldn't live with was the complete swapping of characters, and they just didn't look like they're supposed to look like. They didn't act like they're supposed to act like. You could tell right from the beginning they were going to go with the females. Not that the female components of the book are not strong. I mean, it's full of the strong. The witches are all strong. Female characters. Ciri's a strong female character, but they just totally tilted the balance against. Made the Witcher a side character in his own show, and that's a shame.
Yeah,
every single one of these shows that have come out, Obi-Wan, Boba Fett, they've all been sidelined.
Yeah, they make the person you're watching
a-
for as the secondary instead of the main.
Yeah,
it's just a terrible trend, man. But
yeah, I mean, Oakley Vandal is saying the best thing about the first season was Yennefer's Bobs. Well, they were okay, but they weren't as good as they could have been.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
No.
Because Yennefer in the Witcher 3 game is extremely better drawn.
But
I'm trying not to
yeah.
talk about boobs as much.
Yeah, your New Year's resolution there.
You might
Jeremy.
as well give that one up now because it's going to happen.
Yeah,
No
but,
matter how hard you try.
yeah, but yeah, it is a trend. It is just a weird. It's a stupid trend that they're doing these days, where it's like, oh, you came here for the character that the show is named after, like Witcher or
Willow.
Kenobi or whatever, and then it's like completely like this character's not even like this character's just like a plot device, or it's just like only
Yeah.
there to get you in there. It's
Cypher.
stupid, and honestly, I hope that trend starts to die out now that there's that whole new trailer misleading lawsuit thing that got passed.
Oh, really?
What?
Tell me more.
Oh, you didn't hear about that? Like,
No.
No.
a federal judge passed a new law where you could actually sue a company, including Disney, for a trailer that is misleading.
Oh.
How would that? I mean,
How would they define
like,
it?
how would you
Well,
define
well, here's
misleading?
the thing. Let me provide a perfect example. Infinity War. Okay.
Yeah.
They had multiple shots with like Captain America, Hulk, and Black Panther. All of them like charging, like in the Battle of Wakanda. That shot was never in the actual movie. Like Marvel is notorious for having like total fake shots just for the trailer and never in the movie. So technically you could sue them and go, "Hey, I was misled. I was led to believe that these shots or this was going to play out this way in the movie, yet it was completely different." Now I don't know how the legal way would go, but the
could
fact
I
that
sue-
I'm standing for that.
That would be a hard one to. That specific instance would be hard to prove because movie trailers have always done that to a certain extent. There's always been trailers that have had bits and pieces that are not in the movie. So it's not just Marvel. I think you might have a better chance if you said, I watched the trailer for The Witcher Season 3 and I subscribed to Netflix so I could watch it. The trailer was 2 minutes long and had 1 minute and 50 seconds of Henry Cavill in it, which is 95%. I watched the show and he's in 5% of it.
like,
Therefore, you sold me a pup when I bought to buy a kitten.
Obviously it's going to be like, I don't know how you're going to really work it in for like a court case, but the fact that it's just that it's becoming an option now, I don't know. I would hope that maybe this kind of scares some of those studios to not be trying to pull this kind of crap, but I don't know. Who knows what'll come out of this, if anything. It was just
Personally,
funny
I would have sued Marvel over Infinity War because it wasn't infinite. It only lasted 2.5 hours. So I would have sued them right away.
I mean, can I sue Lucasfilm if Indiana Jones movie is shit?
Great example, because if that trailer is absolutely no reflection of the way the movie ends up in respect of Indy's character being swapped, gender swapped and erased from history, as we suspect, that could be a test ground for this law.
God, I had to see that trailer twice last night at the theater. God. I don't want it. June's gonna be fucking busy.
Nobody asked for it.
No one asked for it. No one asked for it.
Nobody asked for our
Crystal
heroes to be
Ball.
destroyed. Anyway, I do think, though, going back to The Witcher, I think season 3 will be their most viewed season, solely for one reason. It's Henry's last season. People are gonna want to go send off to Henry.
I think I feel like it might be the opposite. I think. Truth be told.
Yeah.
Because it's like, here's the thing, like, yeah, it's Henry's final season, but it's like everything going around with the show is just like, it's like why would I want to go watch season 3 when I know that this is going to be the end for this one for the actor?
What's the point of
And
investing
also-
time and emotion?
And also all of the like other stuff, all the drama that was going on with it. I mean, that doesn't work. Like, and especially for me, I've had a difficult time trying to watch shows that got like the axe handed to them early. Like, I watched now this is a weird example to bring up, but the show Krypton, that Superman prequel show on Sci-Fi, I
I
was
saw
watching
the first season. Yeah, the first season was pretty good.
Oh yeah, I watched the first season as it came out. And I was like, oh man, this is pretty good. And I was getting ready to watch the second season, and then it got canceled. And I was like, for like months, I didn't want to watch it because it was like, damn, it got canceled. I don't want to do that. And then I finally watched it, and granted, I still felt sad after because it was like, oh, that was a great second season. There was so much they teased that they could have done for season 3, But it's like it's stuff like that where it's like, well, I don't want to watch it if it got canned because then it's like, man, I wasted all that time investing in a show that doesn't even get to end on a natural course or end on its own terms.
Yeah, I think a lot of people look for reasons to nope out of shows. They're like, oh well, if the actor I'm actually watching it for is gone, why watch this season? If why invest any more time in it?
Well, to Alf's comment, Firefly was aired not in sequential order.
That's right.
And then when we went and watched it in the proper order, and that show was absolutely fantastic.
I think that's my favorite cancelled too soon show of all time. I'd have to say, Firefly.
Yeah.
Well, and I really like there was a show, and I don't think anyone's ever heard of it, called Journeyman. And it was this kind of weird, more grounded version of Quantum Leap, where this guy kept jumping, back in time to try to fix things, and no one knew why he was doing it. But of course, obviously, that never got resolved because the show got, canned halfway through the first season.
You're saying he went back in time and cancelled the show?
Pretty much. Yeah.
There was I got a show that had that similar type of thing. It was called Moonlight. It was I know some people are gonna laugh at me, but it was a show about a vampire who also moonlighted as a private detective. He solved cases in Los Angeles, did a whole thing about it. Only got about 16 episodes in its season before it got axed, and never got to complete its whole thing. And I felt sad about that because that was a really good show. It was one of the only good shows that was on during that time on CBS. And honestly, I kind of wish they continued it because
the best example of that though was how notorious Fox is about that. Do you guys remember when Family Guy got canceled the first time, and then came back? Yeah. That first episode back, at the very end of the show, there's basically almost a minute and a half of Peter, listing off every single show up to that point that Fox had canceled within one season. It was a minute and a half of dialogue.
When was this?
So
it was
just so everybody knows, I'm putting
I think 4th season for Family Guy. It's hilarious.
Just so everybody knows, I'm putting a poll in chat. If you guys want to vote towards the end of the show, we might make a little bit of time to teach you guys how to do a little bit of keyframing. So just vote in the chat so I know what people want to see. Otherwise, continue on.
Yeah, and I'd always be keen to see that because you certainly took some time to show me some things, just the two of us, and I'm talking about making memes here, nothing else. And I learned an awful lot from that, and there's more I could learn. I'd be keen to see a little bit more there about how to make some of the wonderful things that you guys do, and all the apps you use to do it. It's quite a revelation. Keyframing, yeah. I mean, just explain.
Yeah, you see, that's the problem with learning everything in like the street. You're like, oh, I know how to do it, but what's the fancy word for it, guys?
Yeah.
I know how to do
I prefer to be
I just know how to explain how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good at vamping it. I can fake it until I make it.
That's how
That's what I tell
you
the
think
wife
I know
anyway.
anything?
Well, this is it. None of us. We all start knowing nothing, but it's a learning journey. Actually, talking of Journeyman, and now I remember that show. Journeyman. It had Kevin McKidd in it.
Yeah.
From Rome, but he's a Scottish actor who actually comes from his hometown is where my daughter and grandchildren live in Scotland. It's a very small town in Scotland, so he's a bit of a celebrity in that little town, as he would be.
So all the Scots. So do all Scottish people know each other?
They do pretty much, yeah.
So you know Giant Penis?
If they're famous and sexy like me, everybody knows them.
Do you know our former Supreme Court justice?
Giant penis.
I know some
Actually,
of
that's
the
a good
current
point.
ones.
Blackest Night. Why? That had a very good question. Rock fan. Why do you have brass balls?
This is my golden balls. And every so often I like to fondle them. It's for Christmas. It's so cold here that these are not mine. I found them lying in the street. It's so cold here. They were just lying out in the
Oh,
street.
Lord. I would have just said they were yours, you know.
They're not mine. They're far too smooth to be mine. I mean, they're not wrinkly or saggy. So.
This was the last person who made a meme of me. Oh,
Yeah, Journeyman, good show. The other show that really annoyed me that got cancelled, I know we're probably on a diversion here, was Stargate Universe. Because I freaking love that show.
that is
Only got 2 seasons.
The universe one is not good. It's not.
Oh,
my
I
favorite.
loved that show. Loved it.
It's I was walking away from every episode, be like, I am so depressed right now.
Yeah, but I loved the episode where they went into the time loop. I thought that was a brilliant episode, and
But time
I
was
think
terrible.
I'm
Always a
sure
fan.
everybody here has seen it, but Stargate Atlantis is a great way to
that
get
one.
people into Stargate, because you got a whole 10 seasons of Stargate.
Mm.
You don't want to be like, hey, here's 10 seasons, now binge it all. No, go to
Oh, I can
Stargate
do that.
Atlantis. Yeah. Stargate Atlantis is freaking amazing. If you guys haven't watched that show, I highly, highly recommend it.
I am a big Stargate fan of that franchise, if you want to call it that, from the movie through all the shows. And they keep talking about rebooting or reviving it, and I think, oh god, maybe not. Just maybe leave it. Much as I'd love to
Well,
see
Amazon
more
was
Stargate.
talking about it. From what I saw, Amazon was talking about it,
Mhm.
and
Dean Devlin was
that
trying
fell
to finish
through.
his trilogy.
Wait,
for
did
like
it fall through?
15
Well, the movies they could do with it. Yeah, maybe there should be a follow-up movie. I don't know if that would be wise, as long as it had Kurt Russell and
They still got James Spader, Kurt Russell around, so they could do
yeah.
it.
They,
Kurt Russell
Well,
was
yeah, that
hired.
was the.
yeah. Well, you would
I mean,
have to
they're
have.
old now, so
Yeah, well, you would have to have a in movie universe time gap, because it's what 35 years ago, 30 years ago. I can't remember exactly how long.
25.
Well, I mean,
And they,
no, you're right, because it came out in 94. It's almost 30.
and of course, as it's not just that they look older. I mean, James Spader has put on a ton of weight, and he's
Has
quite
no
a
hair.
bulk. Yeah, so you would have to explain that, but that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. You could use though and introduce some younger characters to go along with it, but it would have. It's like anything else now when they talk about remaking it. We're like, oh god, here we go.
What in the hell's diversity?
Well, I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
You know that's exactly where they would go.
Anchorman.
So like,
But,
Crusade was another show that got canceled early that I was upset with because they also aired it out of order. 'Cause it was-
Oh wow! Gumbly Spawn actually put a fun fact in the chat. Gumbly, for your information,
Well, he did.
Oh,
Jennifer
of course.
Lawrence actually created Stargate.
But then again, if Jennifer Lawrence pretty much created the universe, so therefore by default she created everything else anyway.
She
Really?
queefed and the Big
So
Bang
what came?
happened.
So we have to ask the ultimate question: what came first, Jennifer Lawrence or the egg?
Or,
Jennifer
exactly.
Lawrence.
What came first? Which came first, Jennifer Lawrence or Harvey Weinstein?
Oh,
Shit.
and speaking of hell, can you zoom in on that picture a little bit? What's it say, Devil?
I can't remember what I wrote.
Oh,
I
there
bet
we go.
you regret.
I bet
We
you
had
regret
it.
putting the Legion on the naughty list now.
That man.
Listen,
No, I'm here. No, I haven't.
I
got my
probably
glasses.
belong on the naughty list.
No,
Yeah,
Fat
I'm
Man,
definitely
sorry,
there.
that's it.
I got a permanent residence over there, man.
All right, in honor of True Pop not being here, What would a lawyer call Santa's little helpers?
Tax deductions.
That's a good one.
Subordinate clauses.
Oh god.
You know,
Yeah,
I
I
was
didn't
going
know
to
you were
say
in a
one
rock
thing,
band.
but
Boston is my band. That's true. Jennifer Lawrence was our manager. She formed the band.
Wow, she's
More
than a
multi-talented and multicultural.
was it the lovely Sherry that made the meme that Jennifer Lawrence was the first doctor?
Yeah, I
think
think
so,
so.
yeah.
She's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
killing it.
That was a good meme, and it made me regret all things in life.
Jennifer
That's
Lawrence.
right.
She
The
was
ultimate
good.
black pill.
Your internalized misogyny couldn't handle it, Derby.
Oh no, it's not internalized. I'm full on screwing it out.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence did create the first memes as well. She was the first memer, so we all owe her.
Oh, of course. Yeah, she's
And she memed herself so that no one else could do it.
She memed herself into existence. This is getting very metaphysical.
I don't know
That's
if I
what
like.
Jennifer Lawrence is. She is a metaphysical being.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I like all this bad talk in my boo. Okay.
Oh, grow up, devil! Everyone outgrew their wank phase of Jennifer Lawrence in 2012. Man, we moved on to better women.
That's right.
Yeah, she hasn't been a
Speaking-
deposit in my spank bank in quite a while.
Better, but not
Nah, she still
sluttier.
is.
Spank it to Monica Bellucci like a man.
Oh, Monica, my ideal woman.
I have to go with was it Monica Baccarin?
Oh, Marina Baccarin, yeah,
Yeah,
she's
Marina, yeah.
pretty sultry. But I would go for the Monica Bellucci. That's my ideal woman.
The Matrix.
And
Speaking
Salma
of-
Hayek, Salma Hayek as well.
She doesn't age. I want to know what deal with the devil she made.
Mm.
Speaking of the devil,
Yeah,
we have an
hey,
article.
what deal was it, man? I want to make that deal too.
Speaking of the devil,
Yeah, can you bring up the next article, please?
Whether you think me a devil or a saint, devil.
Oh, I just wanted to say, by the way, on Henry Cavill, I mean, once again, the ideal actor for a role being completely scorned and thrown away. Like Cavill, this is Cavill's fate. But I still think they should have cast him as Black Panther. That would have been perfect.
God damn, what happened to all my highlights?
And Dermy,
Appeal to a
what's
slightly
this
younger
article?
audience.
So
that-
this one is Charlie Cox basically confirms. Oh, I used the CBR article for this one. Anyways, he basically confirms that the next Daredevil Born Again series for Disney Plus is going to be MCU status quo.
So it's going to appeal to 4-year-olds.
Yes,
Right.
a player to a slightly younger audience. It might not be full She-Hulk, but let's be real. It's still going to be the whole MCU. The reports are they're going to have Tigress, Jessica Jones, and it's all going to be set up through our wonderful, the greatest Marvel show that we're all looking forward to, Echo.
Say that again.
Echo, this wonderful
Again?
show that we are.
Think about it. Think about it.
Yeah, I thought about it. Echo, this wonderful show that we are just so excited to see. You know, who doesn't want to see a paraplegic mute deaf girl? Death or deaf, whatever.
Didn't they send that
Isn't
Blight
that Jennifer
to us?
Lawrence's role to me? She's going to play that role, isn't she?
The Witcher preview video, the 10 reasons to watch? You actually get to see someone use sign language. What sign language? They wouldn't be using ASL in
That's
this
right.
fictional world that's set 2,000 years ago.
Well, it's not even really Earth, is it? I mean, it's the, whatever land it is. It's the conjunction of the spheres that created it. It's not even the planet Earth, I don't think, in the Witcher
Yeah.
books. But I could be wrong. But
Yeah, this whole like younger audience thing is like I don't know what to really think of it anymore.
When
Yeah,
I-
but
Because
who's, the question is who's
like
watching?
the Netflix. Well, yeah, the Netflix shows was like, I mean, yeah, they were definitely a lot more rougher than your typical like Marvel movie, but it wasn't like it wasn't like hardcore rated R. Like you were seeing people's guts get blown out or ripped up, or someone getting cannibalized. You know, it would push the envelope like just enough before it got into like Quentin Tarantino territory.
You saw a man get his head cut off by getting bashed in the door repeatedly. That's definitely not too hard.
Well, you saw it was using the head was removed off screen.
Yeah.
It like did that classic trick of like letting your imagination think it's more fucked up than it really.
Still a
is.
great scene though.
Oh yeah, definitely, without a
I
doubt.
mean, it was at the darker end of the comic book television adaptation oeuvre, but it wasn't R-rated, was it? I mean, it was.
No, it was
It
TVMA.
kind of like it tiptoed a pretty fine line where it obviously like people would bleed or get cut or whatever, and maybe you'll hear someone like call someone an asshole or whatnot, but it didn't like go too far into it where like you didn't hear like Daredevil go, "Hey, I'm walking here, you fucking asshole!" That is some cabbie that almost ran him over or something like that.
What?
And like obviously the younger audience thing, because I think we do have to admit it. Disney is incapable of going dark, like doing dark stuff like this. So this was kind of expected, that they're gonna tone it down. Probably gonna be like bloodless. Not like if any blood happens, they'll probably just because Matt stubbed his toe in the bathtub or something. I don't know.
Well, they can get away with it if it's alien blood, right?
Well,
Yes.
I mean, yeah, you kind of get away.
And period blood.
Nobody makes me eat my own blood.
And it's
And I don't
and
have a
and
problem
I'll be-
with. I don't have a problem with Disney not making dark things. I mean, Disney was always Disney. It wasn't really designed to make dark. That's why it created Touchstone and other offshoots to make the adult stuff. I think the
Yeah,
problem we have with Disney is it's making the shit it's making is just shit. Not that it's too light or too dark. It's
Yeah.
Well, they're
yeah,
not.
and I think the best example of like a character that's kind of known to be in that dark area getting to like tone down was Moon Knight, because
Yep.
just holy crap, I almost wanted to like choke Lofty out for this one, but like Moon Knight was like toned down exceptionally in comparison to his comic counterpart. I mean, like
For Moon Knight, the pitch is a psychologically unstable Batman. That's how you
Yeah.
pitch it.
yeah,
And
that's how
did
it
they do?
was,
They Disneyfied it.
because
Yeah.
they like focused entirely on the wrong things. Like they focused too much on like the Egyptian god stuff, when mostly for the beginning of Moon Knight's like career, like especially when they do the retcon and have him be, with these multiple personalities, it was left up in the air whether or not the Khonshu was actually a legit thing or just Moon Knight being actually crazy. That was always left in the air, and until a certain point where they were like, okay, he's actually real, but he's manipulating a sick man. But here they focus way too much on the god stuff, because it's like, well, we've done Thor stuff, so let's talk about other gods in the MCU, which is like, okay, but you focus too much on that when it should have been like, Moon Knight beating up bad criminals and cult people in New York or something, and like him.
And you get the everlasting problem of, where were these gods when this happened and this happened and this happened? Well, the psychological question could be like, oh, but are they real? Are they not real? Now they've got like another problem on their hands, essentially. So
Yeah, and,
Where were they
and-
during Thanos?
yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like, of course, he doesn't like really get to do much in terms of like fighting people and doing like getting real hardcore stuff. Like I mean, Moon Knight literally peeled a man's face off in the comics.
No,
Like-
it was it was the lady with the hippo god that does it all now.
Yeah, and it's like, and of course they butcher the way they handle Mark and his personalities, because like Steven is like the original thing for Moon Knight was, before they did the multiple personalities, they were all like his covers. Like Stephen Grant was like the rich playboy billionaire type that would interact with criminals at the high wealthy level. Jake Lockley was the cab driver. He'd interact with like the lower rung guys, and then Mark was the middleman who dealt with stuff as Moon Knight. You know, and they've made Steven be a little bitch. Mark was slightly more cooler than him, but still a little bitch as soon as the scarab
Egyptian hero.
feather lady woman popped in, and he was like reduced to bitch level. Jake Lockley doesn't show up to the final fucking episode, and he's supposed to be like the super uber duper, like, oh, he's the baddest one of them all, but I don't see him do anything. And it's like, you will watch season 2. I didn't like season 1. Why would I watch season 2? Also, your Moon Knight suit sucks. I said it.
Bug, trust me, it'll get better in season 3, right?
Fuck it, I wanted it better in season
That's
1.
right. Just stick with it.
Keep watching. No, you know what? By season 3, it will be more 1-to-1 with the books.
Exactly.
Yeah.
First, and that's all.
So-
See you later, Phil.
So, yeah, cheers, Phil. I think what we're hearing, I'm hearing here is that Disney not only dumbs down its properties for a younger audience, but then proceeds to insult that audience to its face.
You could be
Very.
surprised with what younger audiences will watch. That you can show a darker story to a younger audience and they will still enjoy it. Kids are not stupid.
Kids like dark. I
Kids
remember
like
when I was
dark.
a kid.
Maybe
We
there's
liked
something-
the
yeah.
dark shit. We liked violent shit. We liked hell.
Yeah,
I grew up
yeah.
watching Looney Tunes cartoons, for God's sake. You know, This is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we like that shit. Kids know fluffy. Everything has to be fluffy. Bollocks. Kids
No.
love dark shit.
Screw
Yeah.
you. I want to see
Great movies of the 80s.
darkness.
You know what I want to see? I want to see a show about the beginnings of the Legion of Memers, and our apparent creator and founder,
That's
Jennifer
right.
Lawrence.
You know
Yeah.
what?
Let it be known that Jennifer Lawrence is the Devil's Bay.
Shout out to Horny Al for that. That's
She's
a
the
good
devil's
one.
bicycle. That's for sure.
And what's this?
This is
We got
this is an
a clip
intriguing
of me
one.
driving.
You driving? What the My God, what did you do to poor Cloud?
Sorry about that, Cloud. You were just you just came out of nowhere.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go.
See you later,
Wait
Cloud.
till you drive though.
You just left a gun in his hand? What-
Well, he might need it for later.
He just died like the Clintons wanted him to.
That's right.
Yeah.
You
I like
killed
much.
Cloud.
I like to dedicate this meme to my Rabbi Bill Clinton.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. Like that.
Like there'll be
And,
like mods for Bill Clinton in Elden Ring now. So I think there already is. I'm not sure though.
Wait, what? What in Elden Ring?
Mods for Bill Clinton.
Is there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Cigar?
Some people.
See,
My-
there would
my-
be no mods for Hillary Clinton because that would be too horrific.
Mm.
Well, speaking of video games,
Oh,
Yeah, incredibly
Amazon
true.
God of War.
I'm
I
very
had to
worried.
arrive for this, didn't I?
Yes, there's already in the title. There's the code words. Incredibly true to the source material equals not fucking true to the source material at all.
I am.
Hey, look, it's Cecil's head.
Yeah, I was about to say, what are they doing with the Cecil ad?
That's right.
Oh, please watch the show. It's like begging, essentially.
Yeah.
We know you did.
We
like,
are not
Lord of the
going
Rings.
to bait and switch you. We promise.
Yeah.
From the network that brought you Rings of Power and the Wheel of Time. No.
It sucks is I have to be super like skeptical on this because like Amazon is like the one company that's like you really are not, you cannot be too sure of what you're getting because obviously you had Rings of Power, you had other shows that suck, but then you had some good ones like Terminalist or Jack Reacher.
That's
And
true.
whatnot.
Those were so
That's true.
good.
See,
So,
Yep.
how many of
And,
you guys actually read the Reacher series?
Yeah,
I
I've
read
most of them.
like
So
two
you-
of the books.
Okay, so that show was based off You know what book that? I would think it was the Killing Floor. If I'm right.
Wasn't the first
Yeah.
book? I don't think it was a later one, but I can't remember.
The thing though
It
is
was so it stayed. It of course live action adaptation is going to take its own liberties, but they did a fantastic job sticking with the source material. There were some parts where I was like, there is no way in hell that they're going to bring this up on the screen. They can't. There's like, you can't do that. Like, I know you want to go hardcore, but you can't do that. But they did it very tastefully, and they left a lot for you to like mentally connect the dots.
Well, yeah, obviously it helps that Lee Child was actually involved in the show, and he still is.
Oh, I didn't know
he's
that.
Like, yeah, so that explains why it's a lot more like faithful to the material, because he was actually there involved with the whole thing. So obviously it's like, yeah, when you have the guy who made the books like right there with you, telling you how things should go down, and you're listening to him, it's like, yeah, it's probably gonna be good.
Yeah.
Now,
I
don't know what's gonna happen with God of War, because I will say the first red flag I had was when they said that they were going to basically just skip over the Greek stuff and just focus on the Norse stuff, which is like, okay, well, why are you gonna do that? How are you gonna handle that? Because the only reason that the Norse games, the new stuff, are real good is because you've already experienced Kratos when he was in his younger days, just being a roid monster, just killing everything that moved, and then you see
Rafe
him.
Judkins is involved.
Yeah, he's evolved, and as he's grown older, and he's got a new kid, and he's trying to like leave that old self of him behind, but obviously things are trying to like poke the proverbial bear there.
The normies are going to think like, okay, who is this Kratos guy? Why should I care about him?
Yes, which Viking god is he?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's going to be the thing, and it's just like, are you going to do flashbacks? And then even then, it's like, oh great, I have to keep track of two separate timelines and two separate pantheons of gods. Most people can't even keep track of their car keys. How are you going to keep track of what was this the Greek god? Is this the Norse guy? I don't know. It's just.
I mean, I think there's ways that good writers could do this, but we don't know if they're going to be good writers or not. But
good writers.
I think
those?
writers, in terms of writers, I think Iron Man 1 writers.
Iron Man
are things in
1,
there?
Children of Men, and The Expanse are for the two writers.
Okay,
but the
That all
showrunner is
seems
Jay
good.
Fredkins.
Yeah, exactly.
And the difference people are. Sorry to cut you off, True Pop Culture.
No problem. Go on.
The difference that people start when it comes to Amazon, what they don't realize is there's a difference between Terminalist, Reacher, and I don't know Jack Ryan, but then you get Invincible, The Boys, Rings of Power, Wheel of Time. There's differences there. Reacher and Terminalist are licensed, where Invincible, The Boys, Rings of Power, and Wheel of Time are Amazon properties. So God of War is going to be made by Amazon, whereas in like Henry Cavill's 40K universe is going to be made by Henry Cavill.
Yeah, so Amazon can do what they like with it, in other words.
So yeah, and Amazon only got like one good show then, Invincible. So,
and that's only because of season 1.
Yeah,
I don't
Season
know
2
about
comes
you
out.
guys, but I'm excited about Mexican transgender woman Muslim Kratos.
Metrosexual god of HR struggle session.
I have a proposed question to you guys. Think as vocally as about this as you can. If they get Christopher Judge to play Kratos, will they cover him in the white ash or not? That's the question.
There's a thorny problem.
Yeah, it's okay
I
to do
don't know.
whiteface.
There's the thing. Oh god, I don't know, because
That's a philosophical question right there.
the only comparisons I have to other stuff like that would be obviously freaking Domino and Deadpool 2, and then the crappy Starfire and the Titans TV show, where they were playing characters that have unnatural skin colors, but they didn't bother at all with any body paint on him.
Hmm.
I think the bigger
Hopefully
question is,
it turns out better for here, unlike in Deadpool 2 where the stunt woman fucking died because of that.
I think the better question is, if they do
Oh yeah,
do
you
it,
didn't hear about
how
that part?
quickly will people bitch about it?
Well, bitching about it already.
I want to go back to Stunt Woman dying.
Pre-bitching.
What?
Oh, okay, Jeremy. Well, so obviously in Deadpool 2, Domino is played by a black woman, right?
Yeah.
So and they didn't bother
Can't
with any
remember.
like body
It's
paint or whatever.
Very unusual in a property these days.
Yeah, it's kind of strange how that works, but like, yeah, they didn't have body paint, so obviously like they needed a stunt double that looked like the actress they got for Domino. However, the stunt double was an inexperienced person, and when they were doing a stunt, I don't know which one it was. It might have been one of the stunts they did when they were doing the prison break scene on the truck or something, but that stunt woman wound up dying because of it.
So the stunt person was cast because of the way they looked, not because of their
Because they had to
qualifications.
look like the actress
Yeah.
who
Well,
if they just painted over her, they could have just solved that issue real quickly, but because of that stunt woman lost her life, sadly.
What in the hell's diversity?
Diversity is hell, man.
So I'm a big fan of the games, particularly I have to say the not the current one but the one before, the first rebooted one on the PS4, which I got.
2018.
God of War 2018.
Yeah, and I thought the story was fantastic. I really enjoyed the gameplay. I really enjoyed the father-son relationship. I haven't played the new one yet, so who here has played it, and what is your
I
opinion
have.
of it? Right.
Um,
So I'd like to hear.
I've edited
I
it
will
a
say
lot as
this.
well.
You will. It has everything you enjoy from the first one, and then some more. The story is real good. I thought they handled most of the characters pretty well. And obviously some of the antagonists, they make you actually like some of these characters instead of just being outright like cardboard punching bags that you just like, okay, when am I going to get to the part where I punch you in the face? They make them interesting and compelling without making them feel like, oh, he's just misunderstood type bullshit they throw
Yeah, I
these
don't mind
days.
some depth, even in a villain. I mean, it's
There's some depth and like quality into it, and there are some big emotional beats that do get you right in the gut, and you're like, ooh, that was good. You hurt my feelings, but that was good.
Yeah.
But,
So do they at all emasculate Kratos?
No.
No.
No,
and do
actually,
they
no.
interfere with the father-son dynamic?
Not
No,
not in
not
like
really.
not in any way you're worried about. They
Okay, right.
they have a bit where they kind of show like Atreus sort of like having issues with trusting his father, and then another character tries to like capitalize on that and trying to be like
that's
for a
a
reason, though. It
for
does
a
have payoff.
reason
Yeah.
tries to like be an alternative father figure to like manipulate him.
Yeah,
But
that's a fair enough plot device. There's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that. per
Yeah,
se.
but beyond that, like nothing like
Right.
sinister.
So I'm
and, like,
definitely going to play it then, although I don't particularly want to play it on a PlayStation because I'm not getting a PS5. I'm just purely PC from now on. So
I
I'll
have
have
a
to wait.
sneaking suspicion it'll come out on PC.
I
Like,
will.
maybe
I'm
2
just
or 3
waiting.
the
years.
last one
Yeah.
came out on PC. You
Yeah.
just gotta wait a
Eventually,
couple
yeah,
years.
eventually. So
There's a valid criticism, though, for
Ruben.
Ruben.
Hail, Ruben. There's a valid criticism for the new God of War, and you can just blame DSP.
Okay.
I found that out, and I laughed. Santa Monica Studios said that the 2018 was too rough and too hard, and the puzzles were too difficult.
Okay.
So they dumbed them down. And the reason they did it was because a streamer was complaining. So they do a whole conference about it. They show the stream from the streamer complaining, but instead of like blacking out his image, they just blur it. So you can tell that it's DSP up there and they're saying he's
So-
too stupid to figure this out, so we're going to dumb it down. So in doing that, they basically tell you the answers to the puzzles before you even get there. Sometimes.
That's
So that's what. So DSP is the reason why I had to hear backseating from the NPCs.
Yes, it is DSP. So he
I
affected
wanna
everything
kill him
in an
now.
awful. He affected in Minecraft.
Give me my shovel.
affected-
I'm gonna fight his house.
why didn't they just have a setting in the menu that said
I need to
solve
find
all
this
puzzles for me, and then they could have done that.
I need to find this picture because it's hilarious.
God.
So
Anyway,
I must
yeah.
admit, I'm not necessarily always the best at those, but it's part of the gaming. I mean, I'm an RPG guy mainly, and I love stuff like that. I love figuring shit out, and
Yeah, the thing is, like, I've seen everyone on Twitter complain about the puzzles, and like, okay, the puzzles, they give you the answers. 0 out of 10. It's like the Pokemon meme with IGN,
like,
like,
it's one thing.
fantastic Pokemon game, but too much water. 0 out of 10. You know, it's just like,
Well, you know, the other thing that really annoys me that people say in Twitter and on game reviews is, they go, "Oh, such and such isn't working. The game's totally broken."
Mm.
Well, no, it
Or
isn't.
it'll be
There's just
something-
one little thing isn't working. The game is not totally broken, unplayable.
Or God forbid you have like one nice thing, or you just say like one part of the game like made you happy, or it's like, hey, this gave me a good dopamine hit. Like there's a bit where in the game you could pet a
Oh,
dog, and
yes.
I
And you
posted
got
a
shit
I,
for it, didn't you?
I
Yeah.
got shit for that one because I was like,
Wow.
hey, I got to pet the dog. That was
This
nice.
is woke garbage. How
Mm.
dare you pet a pet
And I'm
dog?
just sitting
How
there going
dare
like,
you.
what?
Right, you get to play as the dog, but is the dog gay?
Well, no,
No, you pet a
it's
dog.
not. It's not a gay dog. It was just
Not
a dog.
Sparky?
Like,
Because
literally,
if
a
the dog
bunch of
isn't gay,
people-
then that's not representation. Then.
Oh,
A
of course
bunch
not,
of
because
people
everyone,
have been-
every gay person wants to be represented by a giant ravenous fucking dog.
Yeah.
A few of
A
my
bunch of
gay
people
friends
have
probably
been,
would be
like-
quite happy with that, but you know.
Yeah,
Well,
a
look
bunch
at
of
the-
people have been complaining on Twitter that the game is woke, and I don't see any of that in there.
No.
It's not
Oh,
really.
you're talking about what's his name?
uh, I don't know
what
who
was
I'm
his
talking
name?
about, but I just read
EFAP went
certain
over it.
things.
That's what I was worried about. Is it going to be just totally woke, or is it going to stay true to
I would
the
say-
the previous game?
I would say in certain story plot points and stuff like that, you could interpret it as left leaning, but I wouldn't define it as woke,
I would
in
s-
your face,
No.
garbage,
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
like
Yeah,
that. It's still
I
a
would
good story at the
say-
end of the day.
I would say there's only like one, like piece of the game where you kind of
Angry Builder?
you get a little like weirded out. You're like, I feel like this is like where are we going with this part? And it is like a very like this chunk of the game like is very like dragging, and honestly as soon as you're done with it you're just like happy it's over and you never have to deal with that again.
Almost feels like they put that in grudgingly, just because they had to. That section. But,
Yeah, it definitely will. Like, like I'm trying not to obviously like ruin the experience for you before you get to it, but you will know it when you get to it. Because as soon as you start playing it, you're gonna be like, "Huh, this feels."
here we go. Yeah, but the thing is, I don't mind a certain. I'm not like totally against having anything that's you've got an element of that in it. Depends how well it's done, whether it
Right.
interrupts the core material of the game. I mean, like I actually enjoyed the Horizon Zero Dawn games. They've got their share of wokeness in there in terms of messaging and various comments and so on that are in there. But at the end of the day, I enjoyed the games nonetheless. And
Oh,
I
yeah,
enjoyed
definitely.
the story, and I enjoyed the outcome of them. So
I mean, the
could
second
live with
one
it.
kind of jumped the shark at the end with that one, though.
Real quick,
somewhat.
I had to go to EFAP to find the. It's a smaller clip of it, but I found the DSP thing.
Link in,
I-
in the pro-
I just shared my
Start in
screen real
private.
quick. I shared
Okay,
my screen because
uh,
I had to go through the stream. This is what they showed, talking about why they had to dumb it down. You can
Oh my god, that's not
Clearly-
even a good
You
you
blur
can
job.
clearly see it's DSP.
Oh god.
You could. My God, you're a $1 billion company. How could you not cover his face up better than that?
Maybe they didn't want to cover it up.
I don't think they
Yeah,
wanted to. This feels
because
so...
it was a lot of these companies look at you by your sub count. If you have a whole bunch
Yeah.
of people watching you, they'll take you more seriously.
How
I
many
think-
people watch DSP?
Not a whole lot. I think this is more of them just saying he's a dumbass.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're probably
Well, I could have
it's
told
to
him
put it's to
that.
make sure that people like we're doing now blame him.
Yeah.
Well, it's working. I want to hit him with a shovel.
No,
But,
when,
you know,
when I heard that, I broke down laughing.
But this is the modern tendency of corporations to cave to one person, in a sense. You'll see something being cancelled because one person complains. Like millions might
Well, it
watch
clearly
something,
ain't
but
working
one person
clearly ain't
complains.
working for me, 70s, because I'm not because if it was gonna cave to just one person, I would have in the God of War 2018, Freya would have the most biggest set of tits ever, and I'd be doing the mini game where I just go.
And
I
I'd be
didn't do it
playing
this
that
time.
too.
Doing the motorboat mini game.
Yes.
Yeah,
There's got to be a mod for that. Hey, when I did my last run through of Mass Effect, the remastered one that came out recently, and I played them again all the way from the start. I made sure I installed all the mods first, which had
Nice.
the nudity mods, the big ass mod. I put all the stuff back in they cut out. Couldn't play it without all that.
Oh, I was weird last week for talking about jiggle physics, and now we're talking about big butt mods
In
and
fact,
big boobs
I'll
and everything
just
like that.
just to illustrate the point.
It's about restoring the original, Derby. It's not,
Yes,
you know.
it's, the original artistic vision was important when it came to Miranda's ass. So
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
Look, we dedicated time and money into crafting that ass. We are gonna get our money's worth.
damn right, exactly.
About High School of the Dead and the jiggle physics and everything.
Yeah, I mean, she's a bionic woman, so of course she's going to have the most incredible ass. She's not going to have a Brie Larson flat thing. It's going to be.
Yeah, she was.
Fucking Hank Hill ass.
So
Speaking of
this
corporations,
article-
let's talk about this corporation.
So this article,
Smooth
I need to
transition
read
there.
through it some more because I don't know everything that's in it, but it's more of the topic that the article talks about and James Gunn's comments from this week, saying kind of they were poorly choiced words in my opinion. People
Very.
did take them as pointed towards all fans, and except for the people that were saying, "Hey, fire James Gunn," dunking on him for canning Henry Cavill, rightfully so, but mind you. But DC fans do get heated, and I love you guys for it, but you guys get heated, and I don't think he was prepared for that.
Yeah, no. I think James Gunn definitely walked into he walked into a firing squad with that one because no matter how you cut it, the Henry Cavill thing that was just cruel. Like I don't care what side of the fence you're on with DC fans, whether you're a Snyder boy or you're not or whatever. The Henry Cavill thing was just cruel. That was like no, don't do that. And how he tried to handle it, go yeah, well, we're gonna do younger Superman or whatever. Some people are gonna get recasted or whatnot, and obviously some people were bringing up well, so let me guess, all the people you worked with on the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, they're not getting recasted or whatnot because James Gunn has a bit of a history where he works with a lot of people that he generally likes working with. Our most recent example is there's an actor he worked with on Peacemaker, and that actor is now playing the High Evolutionary in Guardians 3. Because clearly James Gunn's become good friends with that guy, and it's kind of making people well, don't you like Henry or not? And obviously Gunn put his foot in his mouth there and started saying some shit. Because there was that line where he said, so yeah, when me and Peter Safran jumped in, we were aware that there was going to be a loud vocal minority of fans that won't like us, and I'm like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. You gave it. You brought attention to it.
You gave them ammo.
You acknowledged that you acknowledge that there's a mouse in the kitchen. You don't tell that to the other people living there. You just silently try to kill it without them knowing. Now they
And
know.
then-
That guy's just a boy.
Yeah.
It-
It kind of just and I don't know who he may have tried to intentionally say who that quote unquote vocal minority is, whether it's Snyder guys or people like us in the Fellowship or whoever, but just saying that there's something there, that just shoots a signal to everyone in the world that this small little group is apparently not that small enough if you know about it and you're acknowledging their existence. You shouldn't have acknowledged it. You should have just went, "Hey, look, I know that maybe like what we're doing might not work for everybody, but I'm trying my best to like do something for DC fans or whatever." And
For the next
obviously
10 years, thinking ahead, blah, 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 blah. Take it on the chin, essentially.
He was doing that, and I think because you get into another line where he says disrespectful comments won't stop us. He was doing, hey, we're doing this for the fans. We're doing this for the fans. I think that fire James Gunn trend really got to him. Fire James Gunn, bring back Snyder. I think that all got to him. And
Well,
he
yeah,
just
I bet he
let
was
it
getting
out.
I bet he was getting PTSD vibes from when he got fired from Marvel for a hot minute there.
Yeah,
It's
that all
weird.
blew over
You'd-
pretty quick, though, didn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
Well, it took a
Oh,
minute,
here.
but like,
Oh, so
that
he did
was-
an Instagram post about it too. Okay. I didn't
Yeah,
know
it's
that.
weird that James Gunn got fired from Marvel. I thought Disney and Marvel would like pedo jokes, but you know.
Can anybody read that out? The text is a bit small for me.
One of the things Peter and I were aware of when we took the job as heads of DC Studios was a certain minority of people online that could be, well, I can't say that word,
uproarious.
uproarious and unkind, to say the least. Our choices for the DCU are based upon what we believe is best for the stories and best for the DC characters who have been around for nearly 85 years. There's just little words here that if he changed, this would feel more like, hey, we're trying. Perhaps these choices are great, perhaps not, but they are made with sincere heart and integrity and always with story in mind. No one loves to be harassed or called names, but to be frank, we've been through significantly worse. Disrespectful outcry will never, ever affect our actions. We were aware there would be a period of turbulence when we took this gig, and we knew we would sometimes have to make difficult and not so obvious choices, especially in the wake of the fractious nature of what came before us. But this means little to us in comparison to our jobs as artists and custodians in helping to create a wide and wonderful future for DC. Again, change some words in there. It feels
Sound as
pointed,
aggressive.
but at the same time, I think he chose wrong words.
Okay,
He
yeah.
chose poorly.
Like maybe, like all right, like devil's advocate on this. Like maybe he does have like he has good intentions. He's just he just didn't quite. He's definitely he's not quite getting off on the best of start. Obviously,
Yeah.
I think
It's
given
a terrible way to announce the new Superman movie
it
by
is. I
firing
think,
people
given
about
the fact it's a Hollywood person who's been accused of things, unusual things, that should have read, "No one loves to be harassed or called names, but to be frank, we've been through significantly worse, just like our victims." Oops. Shouldn't
Yeah.
say that. Strike that line. Yeah. I don't know. The trouble is there's very little trust now between us, who I
Hollywood.
still believe are the majority of the audience, in terms of wanting the best for our franchises that we've loved all our lives. There's a significant level of distrust now, and you could say the most beautifully worded statement, we'd still go, yeah, well, I demand proof.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's and obviously we have to time is going to be a big indicator on like what are we going to get, because I think he said that January was when they were going to start announcing like other plans for what they were doing besides the new Superman movie and whatnot. So we'll know a lot more then in a couple of days or whenever they announce that stuff. But
it just seems a commercially bad decision for Warner Brothers to say we're going to get rid of the guy that everybody wants as Superman. If he was in a great Superman movie, it would probably guarantee us $1.5 billion at the box office.
You would think, and you would think with Warner Brothers, because like they were, it's clear that they are the first ones to start crumbling a bit from doing all this like political crap that all these other companies are doing. Like they're trying to fix things up, and sure, like I can understand that maybe you do want to start off with a clean slate with DC, because obviously, let's be real. It was a messy go when you started off with Snyder stuff, and then you're trying to like, obviously DC tried to do Snyder, didn't work. Then they tried to like make do with what they had and try to turn it into something a little bit manageable. That clearly didn't work, and now Gunn is gonna obviously try to like sweep the rug and start new. But who knows what's gonna happen? And Warner Brothers isn't in a position to like just waste money like this willy-nilly. Like they need to ensure that they get their cash back. I mean, I say this as they just announced that they're going to do a Super Bowl trailer for The Flash, which I looked up. That Super Bowl trailers are like $7 million or more.
Well, that goes back to your point. They need to make money, so they're pushing it hard.
There's another aspect. Hi, Merry Christmas. Hey, 70s and everyone else here.
Hi, Fatty.
Steven.
Hi, Amaranth. How you doing?
I hope you're not freezing your ass off like me. Well, you probably are freezing your ass off.
My building is shaking, but that's besides that. Let's also look at this. Like you just mentioned, The Flash. That's another one. That's the last Snyder movie that's coming out, right? That is the last attachment to the old regime. The old regime includes Emmerich and Hamada and all that nightmare, right? As much as we don't like Cavill not being in another Superman or getting Cavill as another Superman, if you're going to create a new foundation, you're going to create a whole new league, you can't hold on to the past. And even then, it's still going to, Cavill, even if he was still let in there, it's still going to have attachments and people trying to base it off the Snyder stuff that was into the stuff that Gunn is creating now. As much as we hate everything and Snyder fans hate everything, what does at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Zaslav was brought in to make money and clean house. The other people they were put in charge, whether it be DeLuca, Saffron, if I hope I'm getting it right, and
Saffron.
Yeah. What do we do when we want to do a clean slate? We get rid of everything that was attached before and push on. And that means ripping the Band-Aid off and getting it done right. I don't agree with all of it. None of us do. But it has to be done. WB's dying. Look at what's going on. Everything is dying.
Yeah.
Disney's still not learning that lesson. And guess what? WB, it might pull off.
They were the first that had to ditch a lot of the shit they were doing because they were in the worst position. So
I mean,
and like, Ezra's film's still coming out, so there's still that attachment coming, right? So there's still going to be that nightmare, and then it's going to be a good thing if they start announcing all the characters for the new Justice League. Let's say they do that before Ezra's come out. We might getting a whole group of fresh faces. This is another argument we've actually made. Why are we constantly going back to the older actors and trying to rehash the same roles, the same characters, rather than giving fresh faces a new chance? Gunn might be also doing this opportunity. I'm not a Gunn fanboy. I'm trying to look at perspectives at all, let's say, multiverse levels. We can't keep harbingering the things that we want to keep and say, you need to keep this and still make this. But everyone's still going to remember that. So you're not even giving Gunn's chance to make a fresh start. I'm not saying it could be perfect or good, but what else do we got now? We're at the end of 2022, and all we've been getting is slapped in the face for the last 3 years, but during lockdown. Does anyone else want that anymore?
It's funny you say that. Sun Tzu was saying that they're crapping all over Gal Gadot as well.
Really?
So it seems like they're trying to wipe the slate.
I don't think they're crapping, though. From what I've heard is that Gunn talked to them, like sat Cavill down. This was a verbal agreement. It wasn't a written contract for him to come back yet. Like The Rock did shill for him to be in that cameo at the end. We all know this, but there was no written contract from my understanding. It sucks. But at the same time, do you think they just said, "Hey, you're gone now"? No, it's a dick move that they announced he's coming back and then said no. But I bet you anything, they sat them down, wined and dined them, and told them to their face straight with respect, which a lot of us wish we get day to day from just our next door neighbors.
Oh, so we don't even know, because I read what Sun Tzu said in the chat, and we don't even know if they're booting Gal Gadot.
We don't know anything yet because it's under wraps.
Well, obviously, no.
They're booting Patty Jenkins, but that's it.
If we get a new Green Lantern, I will be happy.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
but
I want a
If it's
John
good.
Stewart military Marine one so badly.
I want
John Stewart would be gas.
Let's look at this way. One
I
word.
Very much like a Superman and Batman Public Enemies movie, and Gunn did mention somewhere in his tweets that he'll have a new Batman and not Robert Pattinson Batman, which I can't really like the idea of because I don't see a shared universe with Robertson Batman. He's not really
I
a
think
type of
also
Batman
Matt
I'd
Reeves
like
is
to
like
see.
Matt Reeves has specifically said he does not want his stuff to be mixed in with everything. So I think that's fine. Just keep that in its own little corner. Happy-go-lucky there.
I'm upset.
Steven-
Batman Beyond got canceled. Like I was hoping for Batman Beyond, which should have been
Honestly, you
Patterson
don't-
and the
you
other
don't
one.
want
That should have been.
You didn't want that one.
No, what I'm saying is the Batman should never existed. Patterson should have been Batman Beyond with Michael Keaton or Ben Affleck as the old Bruce Wayne, and they should have pushed from that.
Facts.
Yeah.
So
Wait, you're forgetting
Steven,
one big thing.
Yeah.
The writer to that was Birds of Prey writer.
Yeah,
we
that's
dodged a
true.
bullet.
That's true. But they could have just fired the writer and just got someone
Yeah.
with actual intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the
Stephen, do you
franchise-
think that the reason that the Flash movie is still going to come out is because they've just sunk so much into
Yeah.
it?
I
You
think that
cannot
is.
scratch
I think,
it.
that
I
is
think
the
it-
thing because it's not just the Flash. It's because here's the thing. It's not the Flash that we have of the old stuff. We have Aquaman, and here's the thing. These are the two movies with the biggest baggage. Not just in terms of like what they're connected to.
Amber Heard
but
trial.
the two actors,
Mhm.
Ezra and Amber Heard, two people that are basically on
See-
everyone's shit list these days.
I think that with the whole Flash movie, because we've all seen what's going with Ezra. I even followed it even Nina's had followed it as well. I think the whole thing, if there was something with a talk with him and Zaslav, this is an assumption. Like if you go into therapy and keep your mouth shut and stay off social media until your movie comes out, we'll let your movie come out. Because
Yeah.
I think there's too much money put into it, and they've already written off a bunch of other stuff for taxes, right? That's why some stuff has been canceled. Like look at Batgirl. Batgirl's gone. Like
Thank God.
Yeah. So
I'm more
and
for a fresh
obviously-
start. I'm
yeah, and
tired of
obviously,
reboots and remakes. We've all been complaining about reboots and remakes, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
why is it we're so harsh on the fact that Gunn is giving us something that's not a reboot or a remake to a degree if you actually look at it, if this is all fresh faces?
I think it's the attachment to Henry. I think
It is, but
one-
we get 40K and Cavill. I
know-
have to have
I-
hope in that with a
I know,
bolter.
I know,
Get your
Steven,
Cavill with a bolter running around.
Yeah, Steven, I would say
Sorry.
my thing is like obviously not all of the people that were a part of the old regime with Snyder and all them is like I don't care if they are gone. Like Amber Heard, Ezra Miller, they can go fuck off or whatever. With Henry Cavill is like the one I sympathize with the most, right next to Ben Affleck, because Henry Cavill didn't really get a chance to play a Superman. He got put in to make emo Superman because of Snyder's crap. The one time he kind of got close to being Superman from that we know was when Joss Whedon was just trying to like make something work out of the mess he had on his hands. And then Ben Affleck didn't even get his own goddamn movie. He didn't even get one movie.
But he was asked to
Before he's-
direct a Batman, a future DC.
He was gonna
project as
direct,
well.
produce,
No,
and
he is. He's
star.
still in. No, he was. Yeah, well, yeah, but he's still getting to direct one in the future, isn't he?
Well, they talked to
Man's
Gunn
50.
said that they've talked to him about directing a DC movie. They never specified what. Now I'd be happy for that. I don't know what it would be, but I'll definitely want to check that out.
Mhm.
But with like Henry, it just for me, it's like I couldn't care less if they had like just cleaned the whole slate, did a whole reboot, and you have Henry like start up fresh with a new thing where he's more like Superman or whatever. Because like we know he's clearly a guy who could do the Superman we all know. He's just never been given a chance.
See,
And
that's
you-
what falls back to the Rock's statement. Remember, he did that post and everything about, there's something about it's not out of the woodwork yet, but something about it in the multiverse later. That could have been given to also all these other actors and actors at the same time. I wouldn't mind seeing Cavill picking up the reins again as Kingdom Come.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But before we get into it more, True Pop Culture has to bounce. So I just want to let him give it out, promote some of his stuff. True Pop Culture.
Yeah.
You there? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, thanks for having me on, everyone. I only wanted to pop in. It's Christmas Eve here, and us Polish people have a special celebration. Yeah, a pleasure to talking with you guys. I guess I'll see you next week, and Merry Christmas to you all.
Merry
to you,
Christmas.
buddy.
Merry
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Do you have a joke for us?
No.
Damn.
Teaser.
In the Kratos fashion, I said no. So, there's a joke.
All right, True Pop Culture. Merry Christmas to you and your family, mate.
Bye.
What I want to see, I want to see a live action multicultural pals.
I would love to
No one
know
ever
what's
watched
going
Harvey
on.
Korman, Attorney at Law?
Yeah, but I would love to know what's going on
Hell,
with Blue
Sherry,
Beetle.
thank you.
Remember, everyone's forgotten about Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
They're-
I technically haven't, but whatever.
They're-
I don't know if
they're-
Flat hasn't. Polly's not forgotten about.
Well, I don't stalk everyone going, you still remember that film?
According to Bounding, Mr. H got a review of a sample of it, and it said it's actually pretty good.
I was thinking.
Well, I bet it is. I mean, look at that suit. It's practical too, and I love me some practical.
I kind of want this. I know he's the second Blue Beetle, but I want this.
You know what? I'll take Gunn giving us something better with Justice League over what I'm watching or doing to Willow. Okay, and I'm still watching Willow, and oh my god,
Why did you even bother?
because I like watching a dwarf run
I like watching fat people
with a
run.
flamethrower, bro.
All you want for Christmas is a midget, is what you're trying to say.
I need a talking footrest. Yes, do you know one? I'm 6'4".
Well, there's comics division. He's a good buddy of mine.
I don't know. Well, that was, yeah. I don't want to feed him.
But yeah, with the, I mean,
Hey,
obviously,
Sherry.
obviously, as Steven said, there is a lot we do not know, and even when we do get some more information come January, there'll still be a lot we don't know yet. Because I mean, there's still stuff coming out. Like I heard that freaking apparently Gunn has been talking to Jim Lee because they want to get some synergy running between the comics and the movies. Which I mean, it sounds nice on paper, but for me, who actually keeps track of a couple of these books that are coming out, I need to know what your level of synergy is because I want to see people get removed. I want your Tom King's gone, your Tom Taylor's gone, your T.D. Howard's gone. Get rid of her, please, for the love of God.
You didn't hear?
Tom
King actually got offered a role for one of the future Batman projects.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, he's gonna be playing Catwoman, so he can finally be banged from behind by Bruce.
I don't. Well, it's just
It's a back doorway into the movie, isn't it? Really?
It's a back door.
Yeah, it's just like obviously James Gunn and Ghibli apparently talking something out because they want to keep some synergy and obviously have them be the movies and comics be a little more closer to each other, at least enough to attract fans to jump back and forth between them or whatever. I don't know. I would just hope that maybe Gunn would at least tell Jim Lee to be like, hey, look, all these some of these books, like the current Catwoman book, you need to get rid of the writer that you got on it because this is crap. This is stuff no one wants to see in a movie, much less a book. So get rid of
Mr.
this
Bugdo.
person.
Sorry, you're bringing up an excellent point, but I think there's a point we all forget as fans. They're also trying to nail the market of normies, and a lot of normies don't give a crap about a lot of this stuff. They just want to be entertained. So if that means you have to go in with Michael Bay aesthetics without Michael Bay talking, points, you know what I mean? They're going to have to do that too. They have to get the you're talking synergy. That's right, but the synergy also has to make sure that the normies are like, I'm not confused within 5 minutes after ordering popcorn. I would like
Christopher McQuarrie would be my aesthetic.
I'd
go for Christopher McQuarrie.
I totally get that. Although at least for me, with them because Catwoman I was just talking about, like
She's
the current
hot.
stuff going on there. Normies can't fucking keep track of that. I'm having a difficult time trying to keep track of that, and I'm far from a normie.
You need another Michelle Pfeiffer who can use a whip and take the heads off a mannequin and have faith that her training pays off. Where is that? That's the stuff we need. It's not the Tim Burton making it. I'm saying, where is the actor and actress's skill level when it comes to making films in a practical that you were just drooling over earlier? Where is that?
Yeah.
There-
Yeah, like I mean, you need that. You need that too. But obviously, like one of the bigger core aspects, and the thing we all criticize whenever we're talking about various media is like Willow or whatever. Just to bring up an example, is the writing, because that is like the one. Because like with certain things like CG or whatever, you could blame it on a myriad of other things, but it's like writing is the one thing where it's like, no, this was the thing you had at the beginning. And you thought all the way to when you said action, you thought this was a good idea to put to use. Like you wrote this on the paper, now we're gonna film it. It's like this is crap. Like that's that's like the big thing I want to be.
Yeah, well, stop hiring shitty writers would solve an awful lot of Hollywood's problems.
It would be
Oh, yeah.
nice, especially
Stop casting writers because of what they look like or their politics. Yeah.
yeah, and it's also a big thing in at least for books nowadays, because like, well, obviously comic book writers are they're just paid like pennies these days, and I've learned from that at least a couple of them of the big infamous bunch that we know of, like your Tom Taylors or whatever, like they'll work for dirt cheap. And that's why they keep getting brought on for big books or whatever, despite them making consistently dog shit like titles. Like
Speaking of working dirt cheap, it's what
Yeah.
we all do. It's what we all do here. At the
I do
Legion
this
of
from the
Memers.
love of my heart.
Indeed, I do it for
Uh,
love.
So let's check
I do
out
it for
the
titties.
memes from tonight because they were pretty good.
There's some awesome ones.
So thank you, Sunsu, for bringing it up. If everybody is watching, can go to the meme thread, drop a like, maybe they'll retweet if you have any memes, throw them in there during the show. Do that next week because this week we're going to be doing a little tutorial on keyframing after the memes. So if you guys want to stick around for that and learn a little bit, feel welcome to. We got the votes in. And it was more. I think it was 91 yes, 8 no. So the yes has won.
So the no's have it. This is the way voting works now, isn't it? The no's have it.
Happy
we'll
holidays.
just get a
Bert.
sudden influx of votes.
We
coming
haven't
in.
counted. Yeah, I've got a box full of them here. You never counted. No green
I
days.
was-
Yeah. Bunch of votes come in last second.
And as Sun Tzu is scrolling, you'll see everything that's been posted. You see, I'm putting in all the times now. Make me do damn math every day.
This is some.
Oh
this,
God, that is creepy.
This is one of the greatest days of my life when I see this. This is just
Now
awesome.
put his face on Yoko Ono.
No, even Yoko doesn't look that bad.
Yes, she does.
So Doctor Hook, that was a good one.
Oh my God, what happened to your face?
Imagine finding Doctor Hook and putting him in there.
What?
That's definitely not me.
Rolling Stone.
I didn't know you were Jennifer Lawrence.
That's
Yeah, I love
definitely
that
not
one.
me.
Jennifer Lawrence was the first 70s rock star.
Jennifer Lawrence
She
was the
was.
first Doctor.
She was my
No,
father
no.
and my mother. This has to
Oh,
be,
this is
as I
good.
replied to this on Twitter, I said, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
This is really good.
It just
It's
looks
not
so
bad
good.
at all.
I wish I had that hair, though. That's all I can say.
Dark Souls ruined that song for me.
Hey, it's CJP.
Now, you see, this one is only accurate if I'm drinking that beer myself. I certainly wouldn't be offering it to somebody else.
Wait, that, holy
a
crap!
cheer.
That is, I actually thought that was CJP for.
Yeah.
It's close. Yeah.
Oh, I
and
saw
then,
that one on my feed, and I was like,
Again,
what?
if I had hair like that, I'd be happy. It could look
If you
like
had
a bush.
hair,
Well,
you'd be happy. I
If
got
I
it.
had hair, I'd be happy. Yeah.
I've been watching One Punch, and from what I know, or One Piece, and from what I know of afros, is that they increase your power 1,000
Yeah,
times.
dramatically.
When I watch Bobo, they can help you fuse.
Did you guys see this one? Can you make
I
that
watched
one bigger,
Nick
Sun Tzu?
walking into a bar.
Did you guys see this one? I had to
Yeah.
take a closer look at it. I was like, oh.
Yep, all of us, everyday people over here celebrating Christmas, and you over
Cool.
there with your dreidel and your shekels.
Where am I?
Where are you? Wait, who said where are you? Never mind.
Nobody. Scroll
It
down.
was Jim
think it-
Lee down in the basement.
I think it. Yeah. I think it was
Does the shirt make me look gay?
And what's that last one?
Oh God, not that one. Oh,
This
God.
is
Oh man.
disturbing.
It's like a Culture Casino intro right there.
It is. Oh my God, the
Sargon's
cack.
costume contest.
Is
You
that
know,
That's how we
safe
make our
space
money,
and
boys.
Snowflake?
Yeah, I'm happy it wasn't me.
Toga.
Bizardo.
It
You're the
wasn't
ba-
me.
Jeremy, you're the banana.
I knew I was gonna get doxxed. How did you guys find my last career?
$40 for private dances.
$40.
I'm
You
just
cheap
reminded of
motherfucker.
this. I'm just reminded of that Kronk meme where he just sees the devil and his angel on his shoulder.
And is that, is
Hold
that
up,
it,
you got a
Sensitive?
point.
I think that's the end of the thread. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm
Awesome.
going to share my screen with the prepped scenes and the prepped assets ready to go. No, sorry.
You sharing the screen? God, you. Boomer.
Yeah, here we go.
Hey, it's friends.
I know. I got there's yeah. So
Yes.
basically, we have Mr. Bug here, who's very, very good at what he does. And
More
we
on
have
that.
a scene prep here, who and what he's going to do is explain us the process of keyframing, and then we are going to do it ourselves with these different assets because they were the only ones that were clean enough that are on my computer. For those of you
Is
who
this-
don't know, CapCut is a free program. You can download it. You can also do the same with DaVinci Resolve. But I use the phone app for CapCut, so you can use both. That's why I like CapCut, because you can use both of them.
Does
so
Filmora allow
Yeah.
this too?
I'm not sure. I don't use Filmora. So if you do, like honestly, if you guys
Yeah.
have anything that you can give the public and help them get started, feel free to give your input. So Mr. Bug, do you want to talk about this clip right here, how you got started, what you did first?
Okay, so obviously the first thing in any form of keyframing, like especially for this, when you're like wanting to put a head on another head, is you need to have a clean photo with a completely cut out. Like it just needs that
Transparent PNG.
like that.
Like this.
Transparent PNG file.
And is the
Yep.
best way to do that just to take a face and remove the background, or is it masking?
You can
required?
find editors online like PickWish or RemoveBackground.com, and what you do is you upload the picture. It will then cut out the background. If there's anything you need to add, they have the tools built into the online editor. Then you can download it as an PNG, and then off you go where Bug is going.
Yeah, otherwise, you'd have to mask it somehow, and yeah.
Yeah. Now, once
You
you
go really
now,
old school like me and just erase it in Photoshop.
yeah.
that's what
So-
you can mask it or erase around it. Yeah.
Yeah, so like once you've masked or erased it, you got your head right there and all done. Then you pick your scene. This little thing was like real simple, quick little thing to do. Like obviously, if you're beginners, you just want to start simple. Now, keyframing is like it's kind of like stop motion, like digital stop motion in a sense, where you put whatever you want to put in on the frame, and you are meticulously clicking to the next frame. And as you get to the next frame, you move the head, for example, however you need it to move. Like if you need to adjust it, like make the head tilt or look a different way or move so it looks more natural.
So
You have to like rinse and
so question for you: how do you make it not look choppy?
well, like
Frame by frame.
it is literally frame by frame. Like it's like stop motion is like the best way I could describe it, because that's basically what it is. And stop motion is one of the most hardest forms of like filmmaking ever, because you have to move things pretty slow, and especially in the name keyframe, like you're going literal frame by frame to make it fit, like and to make it like work.
So do you use each individual? Like, can you use one picture like I'm using here, and not have to cut it every time you want it to move?
Yes, like you like, depending on what you're doing, most of the time you don't have to like cut it, like unless you need the head to like look, say, a different direction, then you would need to cut it and then have like start a new thing or whatever. But for this, since it's only facing one direction and going only one way, like it's going to the left, you don't need to worry about like making it do anything crazy, because you only are just keeping it floating in the spot you want it to float and moving with the the body. So you can keep like your one file there and keep it going all the way until the end of the clip, or however long you need it to be.
Okay, so let's give what you said a try. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this clip that was provided to us by that 70s rock fan. And what we're going to do...
One of those guys is already me. No, just...
So
I see
what we're going to do is we're going to use Nerdrotic and Az, because they're both very, very easy to do. So what we're going to do is size it. And whose head do you want to be on what?
I think that way around's fine. Yeah, the way you've got them. So,
Okay.
So Burgess Meredith. So Jack Lemmon could be
Az.
And no. No.
I think so. The head structure sometimes helps too, or doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, Az is not really. Az has got a very amorphous, lumpy head structure, so it's hard to fit into anything.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, everybody, I'm used to doing this on the phone, so you'll have to bear with me. But how do you lock it in, right? Because you're going to want to put the face on it, right? So let's first change the face to fit the size of the head that we want.
I do have a question while you're doing this. Is there a way to actually, instead of going frame by frame, to like literally stick it to an object or area of the video behind, so the actual transparent image just follows the movement in general?
No, there's no, from what I've seen, there's no automatic way to do it that's free. I'm sure there are some programs out there, but I literally use only free programs.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we put them in place where we want them to be at the beginning of the scene, right? Now we try. So question, now that they're moving, we have to lock it in. So what we're going to do is click the keyframe, and it'll lock it in. And every time you move the head, it will move automatically. So let's start with Az. And there's a great feature where you can zoom in and zoom out, which I highly recommend you use, especially if you're keyframing.
Definitely needed for keyframing.
Yeah. So now that we locked it in like this, we're going to... Sorry about that. We're going to move the head along with the head that's moving. And then you can also angle it as well.
Yeah. And when you're doing this on the phone, you're using your finger to move it, which is possibly slightly easier, as you say.
Yeah, it's a lot easier for me personally, because I can adjust things a little bit better. Typically on the computer, for me, things take a little bit longer, but it's good that it's a short clip that we're doing. Because
question, Green Rocks. Does it take longer because you don't do you have like a mouse connected to your computer at all, or
I'm using a mouse right now.
Okay, I was just curious because I remember trying to edit on my laptop without a mouse attached to it, just using the keypad. That was a terrible idea. That just made my fingers cramp.
Not good.
Well, you could also try a stylus if your phone can actually use it. those you can get like bags of those for cheap, and that might save your finger especially if you got sausage fingers. Some people know what that means when you mess it up. Thank you, Dermy.
I'm trying to help out.
Yeah, it looks like a lot like this is from the Wondershare family though, because it's the same as the video editor I use. Like everything looks similar.
Do you have a pay for your program?
You have free options available, but right now they're having the Christmas sale, and I literally paid like $70 for a year, and that's Canadian. It's worth getting. It has templates for like ending your. Sorry, that was it. Installing the update. It has like the transitions and templates and all that stuff, and it looks exactly the same.
Wait, you're Canadian?
Wait, you're funny.
He certainly is. He's a hoser.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey.
I like you a lot less now.
So
That's cool. I don't like you at all. That's good.
So Stephen and I are going to do a duet of Bob and Doug McKenzie's 12 Days of Christmas at the end of this. So.
Oh, in other words, we're just not going to talk and just drink beer and hey.
Okay, so now that we locked it in and we moved the scenes, if you guys have a look, you can see where these dots are. Each of these dots are a movement, so one after the other. So let's check it out now.
Very cool. So when you're doing this stuff, you want to go a little in depth. You can actually, like, if you wanted to change like facial speak, like you see in some videos, you can just put like a rectangle over top to make the mouth look like it's going, and then you can get rid of it like in the next keyframe and actually kind of bring like those comedic animations to it over top, right?
Yeah, you could. Although that's a little more higher up. Like we're just trying to give you the beginner level because
but we're doing this with faces, but you could equally use any object.
You can use whatever you like.
Yeah, you can use whatever. Obviously, like
you can use a shovel.
Well, yeah, no. Here's the thing: I would know about like doing more complex keyframes because of I've done ones where I've used my avatar like actually moving the mouth, and that's like a whole other process that I definitely don't want to burden the beginners on yet. But yeah, this is definitely how you would start off on like keyframing. I just say it is going to be a lot of you need a lot of patience, guys. Like you will just it is without a doubt you will inevitably screw up. You'll probably like click the thing to go somewhere, and then the head will just fly off on the other corner of the screen, and then you're gonna have to redo it. It's just a lot of patience, a lot of trial by fire. You eventually, like with anything you do, the more you do it, it becomes a little less tedious, a little less stressful, and as long as you just follow a few simple like guidelines for yourself, know exactly what you're gonna use as your scene, right? Like we've chosen scenes where the people aren't moving too much or moving too crazy, and I've done some more complex stuff, but that's because I know I could handle the thing. So don't jump into it. Think like if you're not prepared for it. Also, hi there. Sorry, my cat decided to interrupt me. Shut up.
I have a philosophical question. I have a philosophical question.
What?
Okay.
Which is better? Better, and this is the philosophical part. Refacing or doing this? Why would anybody want to do one or the other? Is there an occasion that someone would rather do this than reface because it just looks funnier? I don't know.
Oh, you mean with like actual items and things like that, as opposed to
so you
reface?
take a video and reface it like some of the stuff.
Reface is good, but you can't. It's very difficult to isolate the head. So let's say you want to put your head on another scene. You have to go through it, and so you have to go through it and actually cut out all the video where the head is not present. So what you see right here, guys.
Fun, but this is sometimes I think it's great just to have this with the actual head of the person you want put in, as opposed to refacing. I think sometimes it just looks funnier. Like
I mean, it depends on what you're going for.
Yeah, and so at least for me, it's the way I do things, like putting like a object or image over something. It provides a lot more control and that's definitely a big thing you want to have. It's like as much control as you want. Like you, like it's everything you pick. You just know that you can handle it. All right, you gotta tackle it like you're Batman tackling a room. It's like you have to control the scene, control the room, everything. You are not walking in there unprepared. You know you're going in there. You know you're walking out fine. Otherwise, you would probably want to break something.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking from an aesthetic perspective, sometimes memes want to be a little less sophisticated to make them obvious that they're memes and therefore more amusing, whereas the reface stuff sometimes is so subtle that it maybe doesn't have the same impact, whereas this has a bigger impact. It's just a philosophical.
Yeah, I get it. It really depends on it because like that's just a big like thing about it. Like memes are just such a like wide thing that you can't really pin down. Like sometimes the highest quality ones are so good, then sometimes it's like a low quality, like blurred up meme is yet still
Or
funnier than,
cartoonish. Yeah.
you know.
I'm still a big fan of static memes, just one snapshot of.
Yeah, I am
I'm a
too.
big
I've
fan of
just
that.
I've just been getting into the videos more. I just feel like you can tell more of a story that way. And when it's
Yeah.
super silly, it makes I like just to make people laugh at it. So scenes like this, these can take up to it depends how intricate you want to go. This right now is being done on the mobile app for CapCut, so I figured it might be an easier way to show people exactly how it goes. And this was a video I made for later, I think a little while back. And what you can see is I'm using a whalebone to like when Scorpion takes out Jeremy, which is Dan Vasc. So you can see right here. Oh my God, I gotta cut this down. Sorry, guys. But you guys can see how it goes in, how it goes out. Yeah.
That's what she said.
And then don't forget to tag your stuff always.
Oh yeah, I always forget that. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Cloud's put up a really good suggestion. He can't stress this enough. Save constantly. Yes, save constantly. Like, because if there's one frustrating thing I know is if your editor decides to crash while you're mid doing keyframes, ooh, that will hurt you real hard. If you do not
it's the
save constantly.
same principle that applies to video editing of any kind. I mean, save it as much as you can. You don't work on something for an hour and then lose it.
Yeah.
So if you guys
It's the
ever
same
have any
concept
questions,
with any digital thing.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, absolutely.
Autosave is your friend.
Yeah, and great thing about CapCut too is when you exit out, it auto saves for you, so you can
I have a
swipe
question.
back. Yeah,
When you're selecting keyframing, is it on the video or the PNG?
it's the PNG. It's on the picture itself.
All right, cool. Because yes, this does have it. So okay, I put this in, and then okay.
And again, if you guys like, this is a Christmas episode, so it might be a little longer, a little shorter. But if you guys have any questions, always feel free to put them in the chat. And if you guys have any questions, you can always reach out to me or the Legion or anybody in the Legion who does this. And typically, we're always happy to help new people figure it out. Are there any other questions?
What's 2 + 2?
Fish.
5.
Hold on, I gotta do my quarter black math. My quarter black math says 45.
That's racist. That question you can't ask.
If your legs bent the other way, what would a chair look like?
So if you guys are interested in more tutorial videos, please let me know so I can prep them and make them for
this
you.
does automatically.
No, that was great, and I appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate that very much. I've learned a lot.
Can I share my screen? So it asks if I'm doing this right.
Yeah, feel free. Go ahead.
Here we go. Because
cuts to Steven naked doing something we don't want to see.
No, I'm gonna.
I don't want to see that belly
Eric,
jiggle.
can you guys see this?
Yeah, popping it, bringing it up now.
We can.
So what I want to do is then with keyframing is you're saying I want to keep pushing and hitting the head over so it's following.
Yeah. Do you
Yes.
see the plus and minus sign in the underneath the video? See the plus and minus? No, higher up. You can zoom in and zoom out. So zoom in to make life a little bit easier. So when you keyframe, it'll move smoother. So now, so slowly move it, and then stop right there, and then move the face a little bit. Did you lock in the keyframe first? Yes, you did.
That's where I'm at.
You have the. There you go, and then so you can
Now
and
just
then
rinse and repeat.
just keep on doing it. It takes a lot of patience, but I find it a bit cathartic just doing that and focusing on that solely. So and what you can do is kind of see your progress. You can also rewind slowly and then see where it's not matching up.
So pretty much I can do this and then be like,
Exactly.
there you go. So it looks exactly like Phil Moore. That's what I was saying. I was like, I know this. So yeah, that is pretty. Actually, you guys just helped me with that one.
Good. I'm
It is that
glad.
simple.
I really want more people to make these things and have a laugh because it's
Yeah.
the
It's
world
fun,
is
yeah.
not full of laughs right now. So
Yeah, and one thing I do like when I do these keyframe edits, which was everyone loves doing your classic photo memes where you just slap Gary's face on a male stripper and then you call it a day. Like, hey, you got a funny meme there. Like, I like to do the keyframing stuff because it's it's a slight elevation. It's like I want to just bring that magic, but to motion in video format, So when
Exactly.
I'm doing, when I put Gary and Az on that, it's like I am not gay. I have relationships with women. Scene, it's just funny because the motion, the movement, it all works.
And I think that's funnier than just a reface. The reface is great, don't get me wrong, but I think that's funnier. Yeah.
So Clay Thompson had a very good question. You make your own assets. So there are a lot of ways to do it. You can use a free app on your phone to isolate the body or the picture and then erase everything in the background. Or you can you can also do that. Typically what I do is I isolate the face specifically.
You can stalk people and take photographs with them equally if you want.
Yeah,
that is also an option.
So basically, the Legion has their own assets ready to go because the reason why I created the Legion was to share this kind of stuff and make life a lot easier on all of us. We're pretty much like, hey, who has this asset? Oh, I got it. We're good to go, and just do it that way. Yeah, you can. Oh, you can do that too.
Real quick.
I do a lot of screen captures of streams if I get the right image of the person.
Steven, are you just guessing where everything is? Are you just guessing where everything is and all that?
I messed that up because I just cut off his head.
Yeah, this is what.
I guess I have been doing this kind of stuff. I learned pretty quick, but
well, I mean, like when you're cutting out the stuff, it's just a black screen. So
you can't see when you're cutting out.
So, Steven, if you can pull up a screen where it said where you use the what was it the remove BG the remove background one, can you pull up a search screen like a window for that?
Yeah, sure, I can do that right now. Yeah, so I'm gonna unshare this for a second. Unshare this.
Dancing. Yeah.
Unsharing now. So what we're going to do is going to take you to a website that's going to help you guys do this on the computer, but you can also save it on your phone for the future. So it might make life easier for you. And Steven, if you can prep that Atom one that you were using just now and put it in there, we can show them how to do it.
There it is. It's called Pickwish. It's pretty simple. So, wrong button. I pressed the wrong. There we go. So like, say I want to upload an image, so I'm going to select an image. So let's say I want to.
So do you want me to share the screen now?
Yeah, you can share it now. Yeah. Page it with pretty much a bunch of it. So right now you're seeing the website. You're not going to see the window I'm sharing. So let's say I wanted. There you go. Bam. Already takes it out for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
So okay, so for example, you see how the neck is there?
Yeah.
Like you can see his neck. Is there a erase function that you can use to cut out that area? There you go.
I thought
Yeah,
for
it
one
comes with
minute
it. Yeah.
I thought for 1 minute you said a race function. I thought, uh-oh.
Well, technically, this is a race function. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna. It's gonna be like that AI generator that just turned all the black
Let's
people into anime characters.
That's right.
It comes with the keep. It comes with an erase. You can actually just cut it out and then add your own. Let's say I wanted to add an image. I can actually just say, all right, cool. I want to change his background from print to, let's say, hey, look, there he is. And I can move him around. Like, hey, how's it going? I can go back and just go Control Z. And Control Z actually works on this. So I can get rid of the background. So once I want the background, I don't want it.
So I hope that answers your question, Eclay, because it is tedious making assets, but when your streamers or your favorite people make funny faces or do funny things, it's a lot of fun. Just remember to save them in a folder, because if you're like me, you have almost a terabyte of assets that are just disorganized as hell.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
no
bad.
problem.
Yeah, I have like way too many heads in there. It looks like a crime scene from Dexter on that thing, man.
I use Photocut Pro on my phone for everything. I can't do videos, but I can do the photos. So it gives me the background remover with the AI, crop, and everything like that. And then when I have to clean up the head to cut it off, I do that all with the fingers.
So
That's a lot of zooming
if
in and get it
anybody is
perfect.
interested, next stream, perhaps we can do something like that where we can show people how to do that just for pictures. And we'll all help them out. If they have any questions, they can put in chat. Do me a favor, guys. When the stream is over, just put what you want to see or what you want to learn in the comments of the video. And that way I can go back to it and we can start prepping things, because I would love to see more people out there doing what we do and just enjoying themselves. So at this time, we're about 5 minutes over. So I'm going to let everybody do their outros, and then we're going to end the show. Thank you all for staying. I know a lot of you are probably busy because of Christmas. Happy Christmas to all of you.
No,
it's Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy Christmas. Give me a
Kwanzaa
break.
Kwanzaa.
Yeah. Whatever you're doing, just enjoy yourselves for a few days if you have time off. Pat Stevens, do you want to do an intro and outro for yourself so people know who you are, where to find you?
I'm pretty much a gaming channel and a memer, and I cover pop culture when I want to. I co-host with Lorena for the Lunch Table, as well as I am a co-host for Pop Culture Minefield. 70s knows what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. Other than that, I'm either doing beta tests or signed under NDAs. I throw Fortnite streams up once in a while because everyone can play it. That's what I'm doing. And next year will be good because I was able to grab a PS5 today, so that's coming on the 31st. So, yeah. I usually have goats because they make me. No, I don't know about the sheep because they make me feel. Because they get my plums all going.
But yeah, it's nice to have a woolly warmer made of wool.
Yeah, but yeah, you can find me there. Thank you for letting me pop on. Nice to see all y'all.
Yeah, of course.
Good to see you, buddy.
Stay tuned for next year because it's definitely going to be interesting, especially if you're from Canada and our dictatorship.
Yeah. I don't consider Canadians human, so
I don't consider you coherent.
I'm not. So,
Yeah.
But no,
I'm in the prairies now. I'm in Alberta now, so I'm in a minor, tiny chance of living.
And at the end of the day, do what you want on your channel or whatever. Don't give in to a big tech platform. They don't like you. Don't worry about it.
They all hate you.
Well, we have something in common. I don't like me either.
That's okay. I'll hold you. And you
I
want
hate
something funny?
myself and everybody else.
Raster's not here, right? That Steven Seagal picture that I'm using right now, that was actually done with AI art.
Oh,
God.
He's got a touch of Adam Jensen Deus Ex in it.
I have to pull a Zack Snyder. I'm not associated with Fat Steven.
Oh, come on. I wanted to try it out for fun.
No, man. No, man. I can't do it. I'd rather pay $100 to a starving artist to make my shit. Thank you.
I would be doing this. There you go. Look at that. I cringed out the stream at the end.
God damn it! I have to side with Steven here. I don't mind AI art.
The AI's taking our job.
You don't give a starving artist $100. They'll do it for 10.
They don't offer you. No, that's not true. They DM you at 5 o'clock in the morning. Hey, I'm offering packs right now, like graphic art. It's like $600. I'm on disability. Well, we'll work out a plan. I didn't realize you were dedicating my money to you already. I didn't even say yes.
I get so annoyed with them.
CJ, you want to give your outro?
Yeah, find me at Forgotten One Music on YouTube. We'll be dropping a special Christmas track on Christmas morning. Check out the new album there. I'm on Bandcamp, so you can actually purchase my music there if you want to support your small-time local artists. Starting next year on Wednesday, I'll be co-hosting on ETEP's channel for his Wednesday show. Not sure what he's going to call it then at that point, but yeah, just looking forward to more getting into the YouTube space and doing some content there and just having some fun.
That's awesome. I'm excited for you, man. You know, you always, if you ever need any help, you can always reach out to me. I'm always happy to help, man. Mr. Bug.
Hello, everybody. Well, I am Mr. Bug, fellow memer in the Legion. I also do reviews on superhero stuff, video games, movies, etc., on my channel, The Bug Con. You can follow me on my Twitter, Mr. Bug or BuggyCon. That's usually where you find me just ranting and raving. I don't have anything up yet on my channel. I'm still in the process of just trying to get things back on a better schedule. But believe me, when the next cringy Marvel thing comes out, you'll know I'm there.
The Marvels.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Oh,
Can't wait.
I'll need some whiskey for that one.
That's 70s rock fan. Do you want to tell the public where they can find you?
I do. First of all, I'd like to wish you, everybody in here and everybody in the chat, a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, a peaceful and prosperous New Year, we hope. So, fingers crossed. Yeah, and just Stephen mentioned Pop Culture Minefield. This is the kind of low effort meme that I like to do. If you want to share my screen.
Yeah, I got you too. Here, this is for you.
Yeah, this is Gary. Backdoor Gary. At his best.
Man.
It's the kind of low effort meme I like.
Biggest Zardoz I've ever seen.
That's right. Even make Zardoz look bad. I mean, how do you do that? Yeah, so I have a channel, that 70s rock fan. In fact, if you want to share my screen again briefly, if you don't mind. So tonight, 10 p.m. Mountain Time, Brahma Bull and I do our hockey and drinking show, Bourbon and Boarding, where you can see grown men beat each other up and hockey players doing the same thing. So that's a lot of fun. Join that. And also Monday, I have my next live stream, which is It's Only Talk and Roll is my show, Monday 3 p.m. Mountain Time. It's Dio Era Black Sabbath,
Ooh, nice.
which is best Black Sabbath, and Nick Visor is my special guest on that. We're going to have a shit ton of fun on that. I try to play as much music as I can get away with without getting the stream taken down. So, and also, so as well as my channel, that 70s Rock Fan, where I talk about music and science fiction and stuff. Also have a little radio channel, that 70s Rock Fan Radio. Occasionally I stream on there until YouTube yanks the stream. Usually get away with about 2 hours worth of music playing. So cool. And you'll also see me around on Midnight's Edge After Dark and Pop Culture Minefield and Stone Loki and the Cotton Council. Even one of my puppet relatives is on the Cotton Council and Snowdub's channel. So
Did you say the Cotton Council?
the Cotton Council.
Oh,
Cotton. I just say it like this. 'cause I'm
I wanted to
Scottish.
say a racist joke there, but I decided not to.
Cotton Picking Council. Yeah, so a bunch of stuff. But yeah, please check out the show tonight and the Monday Dio. The Dio stream is going to be awesome on Monday. Absolutely awesome. So
You want to buy a Gretzky?
I got
It's
I got-
signed.
I have. Nah, I can't afford that.
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
I'm just derailing.
Where for my band. So.
I got a Guy Lafleur and if Whalers.
I have a Mario Lemieux rookie card.
Oh, nice! I got a Guy Lafleur Whalers I got for 5 cents the other day. Excellent. So yeah, thanks guys for having me again. It's been an honor and a privilege. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And thank you for reaching out and wanting to learn any of this, because I wouldn't have done a lot of this without people wanting to learn. So if you guys ever feel like you want to learn something, just feel free to reach out. I'm pretty open.
So
Devil made me do
phrasing.
it. Devil made me do it.
Hi, I'm Devil Made Me Do It at Nalik3 on Twitter. Speaking of supporting your local artists, don't miss out on me and Rox's dance at the Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at your local Nut Hut. And yeah, you know
What?
It's how we make our money.
Yeah, make sure their bills are bigger than a 1, please.
Yeah, don't make it rain with ones. That's fucked up.
We got these and loonies up here. Does that work?
yeah, lots of loonies. Lots.
We
of
don't
loonies.
Just put a
take
magnet
fake
on your
money.
crotch. Just put a magnet on your crotch. Hopefully something will stick.
Hey, Shags, how you doing, mate? Yeah, no worries, no worries. Dermy, what's up? What you got planned for the week?
For this week, just trying to figure shit out because it's that time of year where news just, doesn't happen as much anymore. Maybe something happened. Maybe somebody will run around butt ass naked. I don't know.
got some breaking news for you, Dermy. I believe there's been shots fired at Nakatomi Plaza in LA, and there's a developing hostage situation. So
Oh my
keep an eye
God.
on that one. Keep an eye on that
I
one
will.
tonight.
I will.
Yeah.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Hopefully there's a man that says ho ho ho. Anyways, trying to do the videos, 3 videos a day like I usually do. Try to get back into streaming. Gonna do a Christmas Eve stream tonight at some point. Don't know. Gonna do a Christmas Day stream. In between all those, I'm gonna have to sit down and watch Blood and Bone, the new Witcher show, because
Be anxiously waiting those 2 guys kissing.
oh, Jesus Christ. Anyways, because Monday I will be over on the Hollywood Scholars channel and we will be discussing Blood and Bone and how awful it's going to give me I-8s. Then I-8s. Then on Wednesday I'll be over on the Renaissance Nerd for Anime Odyssey where we're talking anime. And it's going to be Mob Psycho 101 this month.
Very nice.
And then pretty much I'm back to being wherever the hell I am. I'm that herpes or whatever, that STD that once you get, you just can't get rid of.
Monkeypox?
Yep.
Herpes any STD. My blood. That's why all of you belong to me.
And
I'm an infection.
big shout out to
He's
Sun
a-
Tzu's Ghost.
It's
Go
okay.
follow him on Twitter. Even though he doesn't care, just go follow Sun Tzu's Ghost on Twitter. What is it? Is it Sun Tzu _Ghost? If I'm not mistaken.
I will look real quick. It is Sun Tzu one word _Ghost.
So go follow him on Twitter. Blow up his notifications. I'm sure he's gonna love that.
Yeah.
Herpes is the kind of value for money sexually transmitted disease you want. You only pay for it once, but you get to keep it for the rest of your life.
Man, what a deal.
Sun Tzu Ghost
and,
proves that I shouldn't have gone. I shouldn't have done what I did last week.
And just since the Shagsworth is here, big shout out to the Midweek Hump, which I'm on every week at 9 p.m. Mountain Time. I am working on a video edit that's taken me probably about a week and a half. So hopefully you guys enjoy it next week. And you can always catch me here on the Legion of Memers meme stream at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. And yes, I am in Mountain Time, so I will always say Mountain Time. Again, my name is Superman. If you wasn't scared of green rocks, no green rocks on Twitter and every other platform. Follow the Legion of Memers where you can. And if you guys want to learn anything, don't be afraid to put it down in. Oh, can I, Shags? Well, okay. I will. Okay, so we have undefiable proof right here that I can say who is on. So let's just do that. Nerdrotic is going to be on the midweek hump next week, which is absolutely incredible. So I'm very excited for that. Hopefully you guys will all be there because it's going to be an absolute blast.
Goddamn Ryan will be there.
Yeah. Make sure to drop by, drop a hail, say hi from the Legion of Memers. And thank you for watching this stream, everybody. You guys have a great Christmas.
Rocks?
Huh?
Do we have a guest for next week?
Maybe. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
We're not professionals over here.
I have a question. Can I share my screen? Ask me if I got it right.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not your belly, is it?
No, it's your face on my belly.
Okay. Well, Jesus Christ.
What?
There you go. There you go.
Okay, was the spin around intentional?
Yeah, no, but it happened.
Then you did good. Okay, I was like,
there you go. And now everybody can see that everything is possible if you just take a minute to learn it. So thank you again to everybody. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and we'll see you next week.
Merry Kwanzaa.
Merry Christmas.
Kwanzaa's a fake holiday, just like
I know. It's just like your waistline.